And the thing is that mystery is a reasonable thing in church. It's a terrible thing outside church.
The Sacramento Diocese promising transparency as there is new fallout tonight regarding the sex abuse scandal in the Catholic Church. Take a look. The bishop for the Sacramento Diocese released this statement saying the California Attorney General's office has asked all 12 Catholic dioceses around the state to preserve files and documents that concern their compliance as mandatory reporters of child abuse to local law enforcement. And that's not all. Sacramento is one of 6 locations that the AG wants to voluntarily deliver those same documents so the AG's office can make sure they are following the law when it comes to reporting child abuse cases.
So that's why we have zero tolerance. That's why we have fingerprinting for everybody who comes in contact with kids. You know, if you were a volunteer at one of our Catholic schools, you'd have to be fingerprinted and have a background check. So would I.
Bishop Soto also released the following statement saying the Diocese of Sacramento regularly trains all mandated reporters about their obligations to report to law enforcement. Even those who are not mandated reporters are reminded of the moral obligation to be aware for the signs of child abuse and to report it when there is a reasonable suspicion of abuse has occurred. As is our policy, we intend to cooperate with the Attorney General's request and will work out the details with them directly. Now, last fall, the Attorney General's office actually added a page on their website asking survivors of priest abuse to share their stories. And keep in mind, this all comes after the Sacramento Diocese made news this week, naming 44 priests and 2 deacons that they say have been credibly accused of sexually abusing children and young adults over the past 7 decades. The diocese says they know of 130 survivors, men and women.
If you look at how we treat this and how we have for the last 15, 16 years, what happens is if we get a complaint, we immediately report it, number one. We don't take the time to investigate. We don't take the time to decide if it's credible. We report it to the proper authorities.